lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite indie publishers, and that's Uncivilized Books, also known as Uncivilized Comics as well. They're a company that, thanks to the work of Craig Thompson, I actually discovered them. Didn't know they had been around for such a long time. Bunch of dope cartoonists that do books through them, and got a chance to interview Thomas Kaczynski, the guy that started it. This is actually his book up top, Cartoon Dialectics. I just wanted to, just do a little spotlight, just to show the variety of stuff that they produce, that they publish. I mean, I have more books as well by them, but this is just a sample of what I wanted to show. Like, as you can see, like, a different variety of, like, way they publish it. We got this by Jason Little. We got a mini comic by Mulch. Got a graphic novel by MS Harkness. So there is a lot of stuff that they're producing, all really unique stories, stuff that you can't necessarily, that you're not going to see from like an Image or a Dark Horse or a Boom, like maybe some of the more mainstream, quote unquote, indie publishers. Today I'm going to talk about Craig Thompson's Ginseng Roots, Jason Little's Borb, Black Bile by Mulch, Tinderella by MS Harkness, and Cartoon Dialectics by Thomas Kaczynski. So let's get into this. So this is issues 5 through 8 of Ginseng Roots. Anybody that, I have the first 4. Just wanted to show some of the stuff that I've caught up on recently. Craig Thompson's one of my favorite cartoonists in comics. Blankets, Habibi, Goodbye Chunky Rice, Space Dumplings. One of the best cartoonists of this generation. I mean, like, everything he does is just phenomenal. This is his first serialized work, which I think is really cool that he decided to kind of dive into this. Comes out every other month. I think that, 8 is the most recent issue. 9, I think there's a little bit of a gap. He kind of touches on it in the back of the issue. He did a lot of moving, from houses, so he's, just trying to find like a quiet place, but to kind of do it. But like, his art is phenomenal. This is all black and white with red. Those are the only colors that are in the book. This is, again, a lot of his work is slice of life, or based in kind of real world. I mean, Habibi's kind of a little bit, I think, leans into some of the maybe more myths a little bit. Space Dumplings is obviously an all ages sci-fi book, but this is going back to his roots, no pun intended. At his childhood, he helped out on ginseng root farms, and he parallels like historical facts, like such as like the history of ginseng and some of the people that live in his town. He also, his experiences, growing up and doing it to get money so that, him and his brother could, get their comics. It's just breathtaking. I mean, who would have, if you would have told me like, oh, you're going to love a book that's literally about, the history of ginseng and farming ginseng and all that stuff, I definitely would have said you were crazy. But then if you told me it was Craig Thompson, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to check it out, which is why I checked it out, which is what led me to discover all the other cool stuff by Uncivilized. Right here, he talks about like his, elementary school, junior high, high school, with comics and stuff. And he always, parallels a lot of, his own life with the ginseng farming. Some of the more recent issues like 7 and 8, he talks about some of the other people in the town that he lived in Wisconsin. It's some of the best comic books that I've read in the past 2 years. This book started in 2020, and it has not fallen. Actually, I think it started in late 2019 is when it actually started. And it's just such a great book. You have backups by his brother does some of the backups, and we had a backup by another cartoonist. I highly recommend this. Maybe not your local comic shop doesn't carry it. I know we carry it at the shop I work at, but this is definitely something that is easily available to your shops through Diamond. You can get it directly from Uncivilized. I suggest you go straight to the source, hit up Uncivilized, and pick this book up. There's 8 issues out now. They're gonna release a collector's box to store all these in as well. And believe me, you will not regret it. So if you are a fan of his work, if you've never discovered his work, do yourself a favor. Go pick up everything by Craig Thompson. Pick up Ginseng Roots. Next up, I want to talk about a book called Tinderella by MS Harkness. This is another, semi-autobiographical book. I love this. It's, she's such an awesome cartoonist. I love, she doesn't pull punches. She talks about, navigating relationships, and the humor that ensues in this book is just really funny. This is, definitely, I would say some of it is X-rated, but it is some of the funniest stuff that I've read in the past couple of years. I've really tried to dive deep into discovering new cartoonists, and Uncivilized is one of the main reasons that I've discovered a lot of cool cartoonists and gone on to check out their other work that they've done. She has another book, Desperate Pleasures, that also came out. I haven't read it yet, so I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to be doing an interview with her soon. Did one in the past. We did it over email, but I'm going to do a video chat soon. So I highly recommend this. I mean, the name alone, Tinderella, is really funny. She just really captures the relationships so perfectly, and she's not shy about any of the stuff she talks about. She's very open with what she's willing to share with us from her own personal experiences. Got this book, Borb by Jason Little. This one, again, really love this. Love the format, sideways. The main story is all about this homeless guy, right? And his bout with alcoholism, living on the streets. Again, didn't know Jason Little before this. The depictions of this guy living on the streets and just, down and out, and I won't get too much into the finer details of this, but this is another cool project. Definitely going to check out some more Jason Little stuff. You can see how it was serialized, day by day, 5/9, 5/10. So I'm kind of curious to find out a little bit more of how this was originally published. But the depictions of addiction, alcoholism, and how no matter how bad off you get, you go right back to the bottle. This is a perfect example. I mean, he's been in and out of the hospital. He finds a 20, and what does he do? He goes buys more booze. So I can, I've dealt with my own addictions in the past, so I can really relate to it on that level. I never maybe got down as far down in the dumps as this guy did, but again, another really cool format, and one of the reasons I really enjoy, Uncivilized, and how different each project really is and unique it is. I'm going to talk about Black Bile next by Mulch, this little mini comic. I was never into mini comics, but again, this past year, really getting into the different formats and willing to experiment in terms of content or the creatives that are behind it. This one really stood out to me. The bright yellow with black and white, kind of like we have with Ginseng Roots with, black, white, and red. This one is very visceral in terms of the yellow. You don't really, it's called Black Bile, and this is the color of bile. So it's just, this is a weird story, but it's such a cool little book. And again, something I just wanted to show you guys the inside of it, the art a little bit. I don't want to ruin anything. But again, Uncivilized, all this stuff is available from there. So definitely check that out as well. And this brings me to the last book I want to talk about, Cartoon Dialectics. Tomas Kaczynski, been around for a long time. He started Uncivilized Comics, Uncivilized Books. He is such an awesome creative. He understands the medium. He understands the publishing side and what he has, instituted at this company and what he has brought to the world, really, with showcasing all these different cartoonists and real grassroots type of company. He does it all, man. And I wonder sometimes how he has time to do his own work and the publishing side and running this company. It's just a testament to his dedication and his hard work. I love this project. It's it's got little bit different art styles throughout. It's a mix of comics. You got some prose here as well, and I love the minimal use of coloring. Just again, black, white, and red. The super bright neon coloring on this. And this one has different colors too. Now that we got a little bit of orange in this one, and I'm excited to see where he goes next. I really love these 2 issues that he's released over the past couple of years, and he even explains it here. Like how to find more of his work. Some of the stuff, some of it's out of print, so it may not be as easy to find. But like, got all the links out here. They just started an Uncivilized podcast, which I haven't had a chance to check out, but interviews, talking comics. This is a publisher to be on the lookout for. I highly recommend all these projects. There's a few other ones that they've done. They've done a book with No Event Skyver, When Dirty Trees. I also read that. It was really dope. These are my favorites so far. If you like what you saw, if you're into indie comics, man, Uncivilized is a name you should know. And then don't forget to check out my interview with Tomasz Kaczynski. We talked the publishing side, we talked the comics, we talked why he started this company. Really in-depth interview. Check that out as well. And again, Uncivilized. I will throw the links down to all the cartoonists. I will throw the links down for Uncivilized so you guys can go out and purchase these books. Seriously, some of the best comic books I've read in the through this whole pandemic. Tomas was kind enough to send me a lot of this stuff, so huge shout out to him. Thanks to him. Hit up Uncivilized. Hit up your store. These are comic books that you do not want to sleep on. And if you're not already following us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Comic Lounge. Throw your comments or suggestions down below, or email us thecomicloungepod@gmail.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time a new video goes up. And on that note, I'm out.